Welcome back, fishing friends, to another adventure. We're out here on the river, and ooh, the water is way up with all this rain. Normally my casting rock is there, and there's the other one. And look how high the water is. This is gonna be interesting. Look at that sunrise coming up. Beautiful day here in North Texas. Hey, if you're new to the channel, thanks for stopping by. My name's Alan. Glad you're here. I'm gonna try some different stuff today, and we're gonna see what we can do. I got some new techniques I'm gonna be putting together. I got 4 rods with me, so we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. All right, guys, let me get rigged up and we'll get started. Got the Bass X with a Lose Speed Spin 300. I'm gonna be throwing this Bomber Flat A in this craw color. I'm not sure if I'm gonna wade out to my little casting rock or just fire away from here or get up on top of this one. Man, that looks good in the water. I got 12-pound or 15-pound braid, 12-pound fluoro leader. The wind is just going to be brutal today. And as soon as I cast, the wind just launches. Man, that looks good. Bouncing around down there. Well, I guess we'll, as I say, I could wade out to that rock, or I can just stand on this one. Yeah, those are my rocks right there. Ooh, we had a jumper right there. Yeah, I got some different stuff I want to test today. The Great Lakes Finesse, Sneaky Underspin, Yum's FF Minnow on a little Sneaky Underspin, the Drop Minnow, just all kinds of stuff, a bunch of cream lures. So this is my first real outing since I was at the Classic. Oh yeah, check that out, man. That is legit right there. The other one to do here that's really good is the Square A. I may have to dig one of those out from Bomber. The Bomber crankbait guys are just, it's bass royalty. 6 Cents has got some epic ones, and I know Norman's and the KVD stuff, but Bagleys are awesome. It's just something about the Bombers. I need to get my Bagleys going. Yeah, we've had a ton of rain up here, which is good. And it's nice to see that the... Oh. Now this isn't the deep Flat A. This is just a Flat A. I'll switch to the deep Flat A a little bit later. This one's more ring. Actually, I need to be pitching it along the rock line there, parallel to the bank. All right, guys, on the Flat A, we're hooked up. Feels like a good fish. Are you kidding me? I'm always catching these drums. All right, no complaint. Come here, buddy. That's a good drum right there. That's definitely my PB drum. Definitely my PB drum. All right, let's get him unhooked. All right, guys, this is definitely my biggest drum, my PB drum. I had to use the grippers here. Man, that's a big fish. There you go, buddy. There he goes. All right, let me show you what I got him on. This one right here. The Bomber Flat A. The shallow. Little croc color. Man, that was good stuff. I was casting along that shoreline there. Whew. Carcass. Let's work this shoreline. Hey, you know, the thing is, those drum are good eating. People shy away from them, but they're good eating. Uh-oh. The wind got that one. At first I was like, no, I thought it was a nice striper, but I don't mind the drum actually. Sheep's head is the other name for them. There we go. Guys, I got hit right there. Dang it. And I missed him. Maybe he'll come back for it. Here he goes. He came back for it. Oh, he's got it. He's got me wrapped around something. I can feel him. Come on. Oh, dang it, I lost him. And I got snared onto somebody's crap. Dang it, oh. I'll have to set that over there and get it later. Man. Dang it. Ugh. I had him, guys. Crying out loud. Man, that just irks me. Dang it. Come on. I lost one of my bombers, guys. I think I know it was one of my 4As right down there. And when the water recedes, somebody will be lucky enough to find it. But right now I'm throwing a Booyah one knocker. I've thrown it a couple times here and there, but I really don't fish much of their lipless. But we're gonna give it a shot today for sure. Yeah, so I had a great time at the Classic. If you tuned into my live stream the other night, I kind of went through all the baits and stuff, all the adventures, the people I talked to. Hey, and last night, if you tuned into Bass After Dark, man, credit to those guys. They had a different show topic, and their guests, I guess, couldn't make it, and so they switched to another topic on the fly, and they got some people on, and it worked. So credit to them. I love watching that live stream. If you hadn't checked it out, I've talked about it all the time, but Bass After Dark with BTC, Ken Duke, and Nathan is the other guy that helps them. I always forget about Nathan. Here it is, the Booyah one knocker. You can tell it's a one knocker because it's got that little circle on the back end, the K. And this is prime one knocker water right here. The water is way up from, actually it's probably not at what the actual level it should be, but for me, it's high water because every time I come out here, it's below those rocks. All right, guys, please tell me that's a fish. It can't be a snag way out there. Come on, man. Ooh, it is a snag. Let's see if I can work it loose. Yeah, it was good stuff at the Classic, and all the whole experience, because I've never been to one before, you know. All right, I'm gonna have to do the old snapperoo here. Ooh, we just had a fish hit right there. Come on. Get off this rock. Boy, she's wedged in there good. Ooh, I feel it coming out. Maybe it's just like a stick, maybe? Oh, there she goes. Dang it. Sometimes if it's a small enough rock, you can get the rock to roll over. And you can pull it up and over. Nope, nothing there. All right, well, anyway, what I was saying was, to go through that whole experience, the only things that really bugged me were the aggravating things. Like the parking was a mess at the hotel, you know, the elevator situation, that kind of stuff. Kind of frustrating, but anyway. All right, let me get this restrung and then we'll get back out there. All right, guys, we're rigged up back in business with the Square A. We're gonna parallel this bank. You can see it right there. It's in this cool craw color. Now usually I'll cast shorter so I don't drag it through and spook all the fish out of there, but I'm like 50-50 on the effectiveness on that. Should I just go ahead and bomb it down there and see what we get, or? Are you kidding me? We're snagged again? Check it out, guys. I'm snagged on somebody's sinker rig. That's twice. I've had that happen today. Let me get this over there and I'll pick it up out of the way. Crazy. Well, you know, tons of people fish out here, so anyway. There's my other little casting rock. I wonder if I could get out to that one. There's all sorts of crap in the water here. Well, ooh, super slippery. I'm not gonna risk it, I don't think. Look at that tree stump right there. Fish. That felt like a fish. I gotta remember to pick up that, the other little sinker rig. I already moved it over by my bag. That one's right up there. I'll have to get it. There's a ton of trash. I forgot to bring a trash bag. Usually I bring a trash bag to help clean up some of the spots, but I forgot to do that today. Heck yeah, man, this thing is money. Bomber square bill. What do they call it? The square A. Size 5, which is what, 2 inches? I was bombing the Lake Fork ring fry for a little bit. Got one thump and that was it. I'm switching over to this Great Lakes Finesse Sneaky Underspin. It's in that silver color, but it's got a gold blade. Look at that. It's almost weedless how it sets up here. And then I've got on here one of these FFS minnows by Yum. It's got that little gut bag there, white underbelly, and it's got this little shad color on top. Man. And look at that. And the thing with these is I pre-soaked them, let them marinate. I know Yum has like a scent, but I went ahead and soaked them in some Pro Cure. So I'm not gonna crank this too quick. Just enough to get that little thing moving. And I retrieve, slow down, retrieve for a bit, slow down. The other thing is, with the little drop minnow that Great Lakes Finesse sells, you can catch some good crappie on that thing too, and bass. Oh yeah, check that out. Money, money. So the other thing is, I leave the bail open so that it can drop down. But I gotta watch the line because sometimes you'll just get crushed on the fall. So we get stripers in here, white bass, smallmouth, largemouth. The smallmouth, not so much, because they're up on the main lake, Lake Texoma up there, and if somehow they get through down here, then they're in here, but they're pretty rare. Then of course the drum, catfish, gar, there's a lot of gar in here. So these FFS minnows from Yum come in 3, 4, and 5. So I'm using the 3 on this little sneaky underspin today. All right, guys, we're hooked up, and I'm standing on this rock. I gotta try watching my footing here. I'm using the sneaky underspin with a forward-facing Sonar Minnow. Boy, he just clocked it. He's wanting to run down the bank here, so we'll go with him. Gotta watch the rocks there. Let's see what we got. Oh, very nice. Check that out, man. He just crushed it. All right. There we go. Check out that fatty. Hopefully he's in the hat cam. There you go. Chilling. There he shot off. Man, that was fun, guys. It was like I hooked a brick. Let me show you what I was using. So it's just a little sneaky underspin, and I got that little forward-facing Sonar Minnow. So 2 great companies under Pradco coming together. Yum and Great Lakes Finesse, GLF. Man, that was just awesome. I'm gonna move down to this side and work this bank now. All right, guys, I got this on the Mojo Bass 6'8". Now, they've been on the St. Croix site. They're retiring these, and if you buy one of their reels, you can get one of these for 75 bucks. So I've been tempted. The reels are the spinning reels that I like, of course. They're about 140 bucks. The other one's like 179 maybe. Man, look at all the white pelicans. I know they've made it up to Iowa because my buddy that fishes up there has got footage of them, but there's still a bunch here. A huge flock went that way. Here's the 3rd flock. I don't know what those are. Some kind of a seagull type deal. pretty neat. It looks calm out here, guys, but trust me, the wind is howling like 30 miles an hour up top, up out of the bank here, on top of the bank up by the road. It's going to be white capping out on the main lake, so that's why I came here, so I could test my lures without having to deal with all kinds of crazy variables. And plus I like to fish, so that's the main reason why I'm here. But a lot of times I always tell my family and friends it's not about human comfort, it's about getting to where the fish are. And there's a lot of truth to that, but there's also a lot of truth that if you're going to go fishing, have fun, you want to be comfortable. So it's like a, I don't want to say a fine line, but it's just up to each person what they're willing to put up with, I guess you could say. Guys, when I caught that, I was thinking for sure it's going to be a monster crappie. That was good stuff. What do you guys think for the basketball NCAA tournament? Man, I'm hoping Houston wins it all. Houston or Creighton, but I think Creighton might have lost, or maybe they're playing today. But for sure, Houston. I don't mind Illinois because they have a former Red Raider on there, Terrence Shannon. We recruited him out of that Chicago area, and I don't know, I was sad to see him leave, but he's just a good basketball player. I think they're to the point now where they're getting these, spring is when they get the generators fired up for the hydroelectric stuff. And I noticed the offices, the cars were up there today. And I think let me get off of this. I think it was before I went to the Classic, that weekend before, I heard the sirens going off where they were letting water out of the dam from up top. And I know we've had lots of rain. So things are starting to get active now for sure. White bass are running. Bass are starting to move on to beds. All right, guys, we're hooked up on the forward-facing Sonar Minnow and on a MEPS XD, that little modification that I do. Check it out, it's a nice little striper. Get this out of here. Come on. There we go. I'm standing on a rock in the water, so I gotta be careful here. Here we go. Not too bad. He zips away. Here, I'll show you what I'm using. One of those Yum forward-facing minnows. It's just translucent, and I got it rigged up on a MEPS XD, a little hybrid setup. I've got that little mod setup, and these Yum forward-facing minnows. And I'm not even using any kind of forward-facing. They're just good, man. starting to pick up. I think before I'm gonna do some magnet fishing in here, see what kind of junk I can pull up. I've got a viewer that's always asking me to do that. I used to do it quite a bit before my YouTube days, and I had a lot of fun with it, but we'll see. I'm throwing the Rippin' Redfin by Cotton Cordell. It's a good little bait. Check out this dude on the airboat over there. Gotta have one of those on Texoma for sure. Bunch of spotlights on the front of that thing, GoPro mounts, all kinds of stuff. That dude dropped his trolling motor in there. It looks like he's gonna go bow fishing for stuff. I saw him rig up a bow. Big gar probably. Carp maybe. There's my lure from before. Come here. Oh, come on. I don't need the wind to blow it out further. Dang it. Come on, buddy. Come on. Look at that, guys. Could I be this lucky? Heck yeah. Whew. Well, now I'm down to where I just lost two. One of my little MEPs. And then a suspending bomber right over there. Check this out, guys, right in front of me. It's another drum where he just smoked the MEPs with a forward-facing minnow from Yum. Ooh, I gotta get off of this rock. Boy, he just came up and crushed it about 2 feet out. It's kind of deep there, but okay, let's get out of these rocks. There we go. Boy, I've been smoking a couple of these today. This is a decent sized one. Ooh! Oh my God. No! He broke me off. What the heck? He broke me off, guys. And had the drag set and everything. No. How in the heck? Maybe he sawed it off on a rock down there. Dang it all. Ugh. I should have let him play out a little bit longer. I think he freaked out because I was getting him into these rocks here. He must have sawed it off down there. Dang. What a beatdown. Telling you guys, it was forward-facing Sonar Minnows from Yum, and I'm modifying MEPS. Well, I just ordered this single hook MEPS XDs and rig them on there, and they work fantastic. Wow, what a bummer. Dang it. See, I had all this treacherous footing over there, so I wanted to get over here so I could just pull him up right here, and he didn't want any part of... I think he freaked when he saw the rocks down there. Dang it. No net, so I couldn't have netted him over here. Anyway, that was a good sized drum. That was pretty cool. Alright, gotta re-rig. Alright guys, I'm bummed I lost that fish. I'm just thinking about it. That's just the only good spot I could have brought. There's no way to bank flip him. It was too heavy. I mean, like a flip. I just had to like gradually get him in. Anyway, it's over and done with. Hey, I've been putting this stuff on today. I got this at the Classic. Broad Spectrum SPF 50. Sheer non-greasy feel from Bass Mooch. Hopefully the hat cam will pick it up there. It's got a good smell to it. This little flip-flop by Cream. It's pretty cool looking bait. It's kind of interesting. Alright guys, this is from Cream. Check that out. Those little feet pop up. Okay, the deal with this is I've marinated them in Procure. Oops, this is not my rock. This one is. Yeah, the water's come way down since this morning. That's kind of interesting how that worked out. I've been seeing tons of minnows swim through here too. All right, Cream is located in Tyler, Texas, and in my little recap live stream I talked about how I went to the booth and I got this little cool little one-of-a-kind bag they claimed for celebrating 75 years. Had a bunch of mystery packs in it, and this was one of them. Never thrown a flip-flop before. Just using a football head jig. Same setup, 15-pound braid, 12-pound fluoro leader. Man, I keep seeing these Goliaths swim by, these giant carp. And that drum was no slouch either. That thing looked like a school bus. It was so big. Well, right on the edge side of his mouth is where that MEPS was hooked in there, so he'll be all right. So this thing, I'm just dragging along the bottom, twitching it a little. Ooh, I felt something. It's just rocks. Yeah, that looks cool. The flip-flop. Hey, what are you doing here? Alright guys, we're back here at the worldwide headquarters of the Pinhook Fishing Club. I gotta slouch down because on the GoPro, it doesn't have that same kind of view as when I use the phone for the live streams. Anyway, so I wanted to break down the sneaky little underspin from Great Lakes Finesse. Okay guys, I've got a whole bunch of them, different sizes, but look at this little hook keeper. This hook is just fabulous. You don't need something too big. This is going to catch big fish. It's going to catch little fish. Take a look at the little blade here. I don't know what you call that, like a little crane swivel. And this little bar right here is almost like a little weedless kind of a thing. So if you looked at my classic, when I went to the classic up in Tulsa video, I talked to Dan Miguel about the craw and different products they had, and I'll be testing that little juvie craw here pretty soon, but I'm still getting my work in with the sneaky little underspin here. Man, this thing is fabulous. Okay, now I have this. You can get it paired up with the little drop minnow, and this thing is super durable. This one's a silver one. It's got that dark head on it. I can't remember the name of the color, but it's a good color. IU maybe, like a purple IU. But I've caught fish on this one. And then today, I was using the Yum FFS Minnow. So, and these, they come scented, but I go ahead and marinate them in my little Procure stuff. So, let's read what it says on here. And this is the JC Natural color, which I really like. And the clear one is the one where I just got crushed on a couple of times, and then I got it snagged out there. How does a MEPS get snagged out there? A single hook. Crazy. Alright. 3-inch FF Sonar Minnow. So, subtle baitfish quiver, supercharged with F2 scent, built to pair with the FF Sonar jig. That little jig head that they've got, a little sonar jig head. Well, I paired it up with the sneaky underspin, and it works great. So, and this is the 3-inch. Now the 4 and 5-inch, they're going to have their own little areas there to, their own little jig heads you can use. So, this is good stuff. Both companies are with Pradco, so, they're good to go. The other thing I tested today were these little glass rattles. Because if you know anything about crayfish or crawfish, when they're in the water down there, they're always making a clicking sound. It's just how they are. And these mimic that. And so, in any kind of soft plastic creature bait that I use, I'll slide them in there. And I wanted to do the punching video today where I could work on some punching stuff with some cream lures and some Yum lizards. Really, I've went through this before over and over, lizards, but it's more to replicate the little salamanders. Down here we don't have as many salamanders or water dogs, but we do. They're just not in large numbers. But today it was so windy that I had to get to the spot there on the river, because you go down, you don't see it, but you're coming down a good 40, 50 yards. It's got to be even more than that. Let me think here for a minute. Good 80 yards down on this trail to get to the bank. So the wind was going right above me, a couple hundred yards straight out. Didn't even bother me really. But anywhere else I would have been dealing with the wind. Tomorrow's supposed to be a little bit better. But anyway, so I was showing you those. Let me see what else. I worked on these the other night. and I forgot to get the eyes on them to load them up and test them. Look at this. This is one of those little Great Lakes Finesse drop minnows right here. This is the one that Travis Manson really likes. What is this? Clear Shad or something? I can't remember the name of it. But I'm going to go ahead and put some eyes on here, and then we're going to wrap this up. I had a great day today catching those fish, except for that big fatty that got away. What the heck? Guys, the whole way home, I stopped at, there's a little payway by my house, and stopped in there. Just, oh guys, this Bombshell works in there. She's always really nice and great service, fun to talk to. But anyway, I stopped in there to eat, and it was going through my mind again how I don't understand. I think he sawed me off on the rocks down there is what it was. I couldn't see which rocks, but that was the best place I could get him in because of that. See, what you didn't see is with all that moisture, my boots were sinking in about 4 inches. So it was like, and then when I'd lift my foot would almost come out of my fishing boots. There we go. Mr. Flare Collar has got his eyeballs. So having to deal with the mud and then those crazy rocks, there was no way I was going to try to land him in that spot. You're just going to have to trust me on that. So I tried to bring him into that little gap area, and when he saw that the rocks were there, no dice. And a couple weeks ago, over spring break, I caught my PB drum for sure. The first one I caught today was my new PB drum. The first one I got that one day was like 11.28, I think you say in the video, minus the grippers, so I don't know, 11.15. But the one I caught, I don't know why I didn't weigh him. I was so dumb. So, sorry guys. I should be lifting this up so you can see. I forgot all about that. Man, I didn't do a good job on these eyes. So, I didn't weigh him. And then that second one, not even close. He would have been the PB. Don't kill me too much in the comments, guys, about missing that fish. Hey, somebody wanted an update on the Cousin Eddie's. They're still here. They're still here. I don't think I'm going to fish them. I'm going to wait till I get up there to Iowa, because I know my cousin Graham is going to... He'll like that. Alright, anyway guys, so go check out, and I'm not saying that just to say good things about a random lure company, but this sneaky little underspin is just perfect. Man, look at that design. So it cuts through the water, and it's so castable, and it has kind of like this little, it's almost like, it is like a little weed guard. Remember, the hook is back here, so when this thing hits stuff, it's not going to get snagged up. I mean, you're going to get some snags. It's just a part of fishing, but that minimizes it. And then I love the head colors. You have black, then there's like a white, and this one's like a natural. The eyes that are in there. And I need to put that on Instagram. So my Instagram is the name of the channel. So I'm going to probably tag both of those companies in there and just say, hey, you know, somebody wants to switch it up and you don't want to, you know, do the same old, you know, you don't want to use their FF Sonar jig head that Yum has. You want to throw it on one of these sneaky underspins, and on the sneaky underspin you want to go something a little different than the drop minnow. you got these right here. So many different colors in these too. Now, I will tell you this, guys. The little split tail, I am a junkie for that little power bait. I can't believe it. It's slipped my mind. Not the power bait, the Berkeley twitch tail. Sheesh. The Berkeley twitch tail I've caught so many fish on, and it's a 3-incher, and it comes with that you know, the typical Berkeley gulp stink. So, and it works great. The only thing is those dry out real bad. So, you know, I'm kind of down on that. Actually, I could put one of those on the sneaky underspin too if I wanted to. I've got them. I try to do that when there's a couple of places where those are really hot and I just hadn't been there to fish. One of them is my old stomping grounds up near Gainesville, Texas, the old home of Bomber Baits. But anyway, guys, I'm just rambling here, but I just wanted to tell you, thanks for hanging out with me today when I was out there fishing. So, came back, stopped by, got some food at the Payway, got back to the house, did the yard, so got the hedge trimmed. I was sputting and gutting, wheezing up a storm, got all that taken care of because we may get some rain here pretty soon. Reseeded some areas in the yard. So, you know, typical stuff. But one last thing, guys. Hey, a couple channels I want you to check out. Go to BTL, Bass Talk Live. The Day 4s with Uncle Frank Scalish, are phenomenal. I've learned so much from that channel. Go check that out. The other one is Bass After Dark. They had an episode last night, and you know, they had a little mix up there, some things they had to change, but man, that channel is absolutely fantastic. These are live streams, but they're also podcasts. BTL for sure is a podcast. I think, I'm not sure about Bass After Dark, but then of course Tackle Talk with Andrew, phenomenal. That's a podcast. I think he does some of those on YouTube also, but go check that out. And then Smallmouth Crush, his live streams on Mondays. Go check that out with Epic Eric. So those are the things I'm watching to learn more about fishing, and they've helped me so much. I won't be able to thank them enough. The other thing is Bass U. If I were you, I would take a look at subscribing to that. It's well worth it. I've been watching a lot of the videos there. At first I was like, you know, I already have my Monster Bass subscription. I don't know if I need to get anything else. But when I signed up for it, I was really pleased with it. And some of the stuff I can tweak a little bit more. Anything I can learn, any little adjustments I can make. Because remember, I'm a bank fisherman. Excuse me. So I have to take all those things that they're talking about with boats and that type of stuff, and the angles there. Remember, they're in a boat, so their angles are straight up and down, or they're casting towards the bank. So all my stuff is different, and I take a lot of pride in being a bank angler. Nothing against, you know, being a boat. I would jump in there, you know, for sure, and I have before, but I just was raised on local creeks and little pond up there in Iowa. When I was a kid, we'd travel up there, and so bank fishing was with live bait, worms, whatever. It's just who I am, you know. So, and that'll always be my preferred way to fish, is bank fishing. There's just, I can't explain it. And the challenge that goes with it. I mean, there's the reward you get knowing that you could be skunked like that. So you cherish every fish like it's the first fish you ever caught. And that's what I can't really explain to people. They're like, man, you spend hours out there and you just fish and fish and fish. And there's times where I work a stretch of bank that may be 60 yards in width, and I just work that river or that pond, and I work it and work it, because what people don't understand a lot of times is the fish, you know, they don't move a ton. Now in a river and a creek they will, but they move, and even if you're in an area that doesn't seem productive for a while, I'll change things up and boom, I start getting bites. Change it up again. So that challenge to try to avoid the skunk, and I played sports my whole life, so it's like a permanent, it's like my competitor, the skunk. So I'm so wrapped up in it. I don't know what it is. I have so much fun doing it. Now, I hate getting skunked. I hate losing. But at the end of the day, if I get 1 or 2 fish, I'm like, I did it. I mean, grinded it out, and I had a good time doing it. So that's something that is a big deal to me. And like tomorrow, I'm going to go find another spot, and I'm going to do that again. So if you're the type of person that was thinking, man, I can't catch anything, it's going to take forever, look at it as a challenge. Look at it as like, man, this is the ultimate. And the ultimate challenge is, you see me with these MEPs where I'm using a single hook. Man, that's so I'm really putting pressure on myself there. So anyway, but just my thoughts there about it, and how much I love getting out there and doing some fishing. Alright guys, I've chewed your ear off enough. I just wanted to say hey, and give you a quick little in-depth look at the sneaky underspin. So, go check those out. You can get them at LureNet, and then right there, you got Yum, you've got Bomber, you got Smithwick. So you guys know I love Smithwick, and right now, Smithwick has that, in the paint shop, has that Devil's Horse, a custom color. So go check that out. Now, I'm not much of a Devil's Horse fisherman. It's a topwater, but I'm considering getting that. It's such a cool deal. But anyway, so I'm looking to probably order some more of these sneaky underspins and have some fun with them. Alright guys, until next time, I will see you then. Bye-bye. Now get out there and get your lures wet.